area,
Yeah.
Bilbao, San Sebastian. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're with Ayuta TV, the online talk show with the International Association of the Universities of the Third Age. And in the forthcoming World Senior Tourism Congress, which will be held in May in Yantai, China, we discuss with Professor Olga Rivera the supply side of senior tourism. So, Professor Rivera, it's nice to meet you and to have you on this episode of Ayuta TV.
Hello, good afternoon. Nice to meet you also, Georgie. Yes, we are really excited about this conference and about this congress because, you know, in the supply chain, many people, actors, hotels, governments, in the Basque Country, we already know that senior tourism is going to be a very powerful demand just now and most in the future. So we are designing the product of the future. And in Yantai, we are exploring many of those products as it is the study tour concept, which is being launched with the Silk
Road.
Yeah, Silk Cross,
Road.
the Silk Road. That's it. And the Silk Road for us, it's a combination of culture, studies, and insight in tourism. We really like to offer in the Basque Country a study tour to express and to share with travelers from all over the world our historic assets. Do you know that this next year, we are going to celebrate the first world tour started with Magallanes and finished by a Basque, which was Elcano. The first tour world by sea was finished by a Basque. We really would like to make a study tour about this and share it with all over the world. So we are going to Yantai, trying to learn a lot about this offer and trying to combine to launch our selves this kind of study tours.
I remember your presentation in Yantai in 2018. You said that the Basque seniors doesn't like to travel much and prefer to stay at home and to live their lives on their local areas. Is there something that could be done to... Is there some change in this? Is there something that could be done to inspire seniors from the Basque Country to travel, even in the country, in their own country?
I'm sure about that. I think the senior generation of today is not going to be the same kind. They are not going to have the same kind of behavior and motivation than the seniors of the future. Because I think that people that now are in their 40s or 50s, they are used to travel a lot. They really like to discover other cultures, other countries, other ways of living, and also senior now want to stay quiet at home. In Spanish, we are very traditional on that, and we really feel that our country is the best all over the world. So why travel? But new generations know that even if our country is very beautiful and we have many things to share with others, we really would like to know other beautiful places. And we know that being younger and to age in an active and healthy way requires to learn. This is why the UT3 is so interesting as movement, because we need to continue learning and we need to continue traveling, to know other people, to meet other cultures. So yeah, I think we are going to change a lot this kind of behavior. But you are right, Basque people want to stay at home, and also we have been so travelers in the past that perhaps now we want to stay a little bit quiet. But this is going to change, Georgie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, Georgie. Bye.
Bye. And now we have Professor Carlos Santos from the University of the Azores, Portugal. Professor Santos, welcome on the board. And it's our pleasure to have you in the show.
It's my pleasure too. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Could you tell us more about the supply side of senior tourism through your eyes? How do you see this process in the Azores, in your country, Portugal, and worldwide? I ask you about the worldwide perspective because you are one of the most important and famous experts of senior tourism around the world. So could you tell us more in this local dimension in the Azores, the bigger dimension like Portugal, and the world? So what is the supply side and how this process is developing?
Okay, so it's really very important to offer products and experiences which are appreciated by the seniors, the tourists. And we have to know what they like and what they don't like, what they prefer. And so I think it's very important to launch a study on that specific issue. I am planning, together with Professor François Velas, I am planning to come to China this year in May. I'm planning to come and to launch a research project exactly to know what the Chinese senior tourists prefer during their trips, so that we can offer products which match their preferences. Of course, that on the supply side, there are some services and some products which are common to all senior tourists around the world. That means that they like security, they like comfort, they don't like to maybe travel long distances because they get very tired. So there are some products on the supply side which are shared by all senior tourists from all countries all over the world. Then there are specific products which have a special interest to senior tourists. And now, as far as specific products are concerned, we in the Azores, we have historic relations with China. And we want to strengthen our ties with China. I don't know if you know, but the Azores are the only islands in Europe that produce tea. And our tea plantations were introduced by the Chinese who came in the 19th century from the Portuguese province of Macau. And they came to the Azores and they introduced the tea culture. So we have some products which makes us very close to the Chinese, and we also have the history of Macau. For many years we were present in China. We do now have strong relationships with the Chinese government. The president of China this last year visited the Azores. And so it is, I think it's very important for us to strengthen our ties. And so that when the Chinese senior tourists come to the Azores, that they can find some points in common as far as cultural products are concerned. As you know, also we have wine production in the Azores, and in Yantai province they also have this wine production. So they might be interested in learning more about wines while they are staying in the Azores, in learning more about our tea production while they are in the Azores. So we have these common ties that we want to develop. And that is the reason why I'm trying to invite a delegation from the Azores to come with me to Yantai this year. And so I would be, I would be very happy to invite people with different backgrounds. It would be very useful to invite not only researchers and academics, but also people like hotel managers, or maybe also the authorities, the tourism authorities, so that we can form a group that is involved in this study tours, IUTA study tours project, so that we can organize something after in the Azores, and we already will have a group of people who are a lobby for our common project of study tours.
You mentioned about the research project that you plan to implement in China, and what kind of methodology you will use for the project?
We are developing a methodology. We're going to have some questionnaires which will be sent and will be put in place by the Chinese universities that are partners of the Chinese Association of Universities of Third Age. We have a team of researchers in the University of the Azores that I will bring with me to China, so that we can present the methodology. We'll present it during the WSTC conference in China in May, and maybe also trying to involve international team with some researchers from other universities, like maybe we'll involve an American university, a young researcher from the American university who is now working with us in the Azores.
It's important to engage all kinds of stakeholders in such projects, and actually in the implementation of the project after you have the results. I think it's crucial to have the business on your side, because the business is this unit on the triadic model. Like if we say that it's a triadic model, it's like elderly people, seniors, it's like business, and also policymakers. So the business should be involved in this process, and I think your research will be very helpful for the business side of the tourist sector. Yeah.
I hope so. The business sector is very important because, first of all, it's on their own interest to develop these study tours. It's also very important because for destinations like we have in the case of the Azores, facing a strong seasonality, it is very important that we that for these people from the business sector to have seniors coming from other countries during the low season, and so I think and also for the destination is very important, because for the image of the destination, it becomes very important that we are a destination of excellence for senior tourists coming from other countries.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Santos. Is there something that I missed to ask you, but you would like to share with our viewers?
What I wanted to share is that I am very proud to be part of this team, which is headed by Professor François Velas. I'm very proud to be part of the team because I think that this project brings many benefits to all the participants and also for the destinations involved. And so this is a project with a bright future, and we should engage ourselves in this project from now on very seriously, make it well known all over the world, and also making it respectable under the scientific point of view. That's why I think that a research project would be very important as well, and publications as well. So this makes me very happy to be, and I hope that I can make a contribution to this project.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you were with IUTA TV, the online talk show of the International Association of the Universities of the Third Age. Stay with us in our future episodes on YouTube.